Men of Reddit. What's something every guy should know but is rarely taught? How to not fuck up when you're angry. How to be alone. And once that's been mastered, how to be together. Correct your bro if they are wrong. Finances. Don't know anything about money. I know to hold on to it and spend it on bills. Past that I really need to learn. How to cook. Not just for yourself but for other people. Knowing your way around a kitchen is an extremely valuable skill. Edit. Also I realize the norms are changing, but as a 40-year-old coming from kind of an old-school working-class family, I can say that the only reason I learned to cook was that I paid attention and showed interest. To this day the majority of men I know aren't handy in the kitchen, and most of the women in my family, younger generations included, are the ones working in the kitchen and waiting on people, even if they are also raising kids and holding down jobs. I live alone with a kid part-time and like to eat well and host too, so this has helped me a lot. How to identify manipulation. Swallow and hold when shaving the hair on your Adam's apple. Think I got to age 23 before I knew that. Edit. Thanks for the awards, glad I could be of help. I was shocked when I learned this a decade or so ago. Pass on what you have learned for future menkind. Washing your butthole isn't gay. Wash your nasty ass. The value of listening to someone's problems without trying to come up with a solution. Sometimes a sounding board is more useful than a fix. Sewing. Mainly mending. It keeps you wearing cloths you like and will save you thousands of dollars. And a little bit more. You can also do basic hemming. So kids' clothing lasts many times longer. Get larger size. Hem and pull into fit. Slowly undo it as they grow, or use on your own to get tailor-looking fits. Never be afraid of abandoning something that isn't working for you and starting something new. Walking away isn't always weakness. Being stubborn to your own detriment is. Edit. Thanks for the awards, good strangers. Basic repairs at your house. My dad never taught me anything, and I have to rely on skilled professionals who cost a fortune for every small thing that's broken or needs some sort of repair. If a woman says, if you love me you will do something, stop doing something, give up something, etc., you should just walk away. This is just a control technique. Someone who actually loves you would never do this to you. Complimenting other guys is okay. It won't make you gay, bro. Disclaimer. Being gay is not a bad thing though. How to get rid of a random boner. Flex one of your muscles, let's say your left leg, and after 1 minute of constantly flexing that muscle, blood from your penis will go that flexed muscle. Then you got no more boner. Don't strike up a conversation at the urinal. I'm having a glorious piss and I don't know you, man. It is acceptable when we are both at least 3 feet from the urinal. You're allowed to cry and show some emotions. You're allowed to compliment other guys. How to finger your partner. It'll take you far in life as far as intimacy is concerned. Foreplay. That is all. First half of the battle. Next thing you know, you'll tap out because you did such a good job. Personal hygiene. Applies to everyone, but I'm gonna say it anyway. If you're in the left lane and there's no one in front of you but there are people behind you, you need to get the fuck out of the left lane. I'm a woman, but based on what I've observed with my male friends and acquaintances, how to be more discerning in romantic relationships and encounters. Men are taught by society that sleeping with a woman and or a woman wanting them is the ultimate flex, and as a result, aren't as discerning and careful who they get involved with. Just because you're a man doesn't mean a woman can't abuse you, lie about you, or manipulate you. Be careful who you date, sleep with, and have kids with. Check your balls, guys. In the shower once it's warm, just feel around and look for lumps or masses. Go see a urologist yearly or every 6 months. Don't pee into the wind. Do not ever date a chick that's mean to the waiter, waitress. Where the clitoris is, and what to do once you've found it. Don't take the middle urinal, you monsters. Women like sex, as well. For real. They can also be nervous during dates. No one is forcing them to meet up with you. They're not doing you a favor. Maybe you should sit down for this next one. They're actually doing themselves a favor by going out on dates, because they also have needs. You're welcome. Edit. Thank you, stranger. It's okay to say, I don't know. Edit. Wow, this has really touched a nerve. It took me until my early 40s to work this out. Before that I knew everything, or at least thought I did. Bro code is not the thin blue line. You help and support your bros, especially when doing dumb albeit harmless shit. That doesn't mean you hurt people or defend other men from their shitty actions. Learn how to take care of yourself, clean your space, clothes, and learn how to cook. Eventually expecting your future significant other to take over mom duties for you is weird and sad all at once. Edit. Of course the same applies for women. Since the question was directed at men specifically, I answered as such. Wear a damn condom. If she says, "Oh, you don't need that baby, I'm on the pill," she's lying. Run. Wash your balls and taint. If you want to get from your partner, you need to be willing to give. How to tie a tie. How to manage your emotions. Traditionally, men are taught to repress negative emotions. Don't cry, stuff it all down. This has really severe consequences not only emotionally but cognitively as well, because essentially you're living in constant psychic pain. People who repress their emotions can't think straight and often end up with a very distorted worldview, because they are seeing the world through the lens of that pain. My advice, don't be ashamed of your feelings, and learn how to let them out, aka catharsis. Yes, crying is a good example, and you'll realize that the repressed emotions have a lot more control over you than the ones you allow yourself to feel. Might cop some flack for this, but it's true. Taking no for an answer. How to identify abusive relationships. We teach this to girls all the time at school, at home, on TV, etc., but we don't really teach this to boys. Males are at as much risk of abusive and manipulative relationships as females are, but it's less talked about and it happens in different ways. Birthdays are really important to women. Calling out your friends when they make someone else feel uncomfortable or are downright assholes. Specifically in regards to women, since this happens way too often. Seems this is being talked about more, which is great, but definitely needs to be reminded and put into people's minds that we need to practice holding each other accountable, even when it's personally difficult. There's a red rope that hangs down from the drive mechanism on your garage door opener. If there is a power outage, or problem with the sensors and the door won't open, pull down on the rope and it disengages the mechanism so you can manually open the garage door. Normally there is a latch on one side that you can close that then manually locks it until the situation is fixed and you can re-engage the mechanism to put it back into automatic mode. Always surprised how few people know this. How to punch. Just because you don't go looking for trouble doesn't mean trouble won't find you. That "don't hit girls" becomes sexist when it's in a martial art or boxing. I've got friends who are insulted that guys they can beat with one hand tied behind their back, go easy on them. Like deliberately messing up chess and letting the girl win when she's actually the girl off Queen's Gambit. Know how to season and cook food. Understand how to budget. Know how to fight and also know when to fight. Know how to de-escalate a situation. Know how to read people's intentions and dispositions. Know how to lead and know how to follow, and most importantly when to lead and when to follow. And the absolute most essential thing that they don't teach you is just how quickly your whole life can end. Don't put that shit on the line lightly or carelessly. Please brush your fucking teeth. How to manage credit and taxes. Should be a core class in high schools. Obviously not just men. Walking away from a fight, it's okay, there's no shame in that. You get to live another day. This view also comes from being part of the Make My Coffin subreddit, where anything can happen and poof, you're gone. Edit. That subreddit is not for the faint of heart. NSFL sub. How to come up with an original question on Askreddit. Just because you asked her out, paid for dinner, bought her jewelry, treated her like a queen, doesn't mean she has to fuck you. And you can't go psycho when she turns you down after all that. Too many guys expect sex for doing the right moves. Literally anything about how women's bodies work, periods, pregnancy, menopause, hormones. Nobody seems interested in learning about things that don't affect them, unless someone is actively in their lives enough to pique their curiosity. Be actively curious on your own. We're half the planet. If she hits, get out of the relationship.